HERshyt show where we talk about people, places, and things. Hello and welcome back to the HERshyt show. This week we have our very special guest came from Reign of the Hated. It's been a while
Thank you.
since we have spoke. How have you been, and Miss Ophelia?
Oh, so it has been a lot of things gone down since the last time we spoke. It's been about 2 years since we've been
It
on
has.
your show. Um, a lot of things have happened. We shot our first music video, had a giant genre change. Celia's doing pretty good. She got a new bass since then. She got, I don't know if you know Blink 182.
No, I'm not even
She
gonna
got
tell a lie.
She got her first signature bass. It was I think Mark Hoppus bass. It has his name on the back of it and everything. It was her first signature series. So a lot of things have gone down. Had a lot of lineup changes. Again.
Okay. I saw something recently with the so y'all been still touring, y'all been still doing your thing. You do have new music out. I am aware of
Yes.
that. And you did change up. What made you want to change the type of genre that you were doing?
Ophelia. She told me about after we had released A Liar's Tale. She was like, I want to start going and doing different genres of music. She's like, if you notice, like a lot of people with the metal scene are kind of dying out. And
Yeah.
she's like, I want to start doing Machine Gun Kelly style music. And I started listening to Machine Gun Kelly, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know what? I have am I allowed to curse on the show?
Oh, of course, it's a her shit show.
I have the asshole personality, and I was like, okay. I'm like, you're already dyeing my hair blonde. You already got me wearing jackets with pink on it. I'm like, okay, might as well go all fucking full blown with it. And we released Remnants, which is pop punk. It has like that pop drum beat to it, and there's like no screaming at all. And then
Yeah.
somewhere along the line, after I had my injury in July, you know about that, we
hmm
started writing more softer stuff. We released Enchantment, and I started learning to play keyboard. And somewhere along the line from July to our new single that came out in January, she wanted to start taking a pop rap approach. And I was like, huh. We released our first song, and it's called What Is Life, and a lot of people seem to like the rap genre. And unfortunately, the East Coast is 90% either extremely metal or rap. And
Yeah.
since January, when we released it, like a lot of people want us in the movies now with the music. We had just gotten an offer to be in an upcoming company called Samuel Schmucker Productions. They want What Is Life to be in their Georgie's Return. It's like a Pennywise spin-off fan-made movie that's going to be on
Oh wow.
Tubi and stuff like that. And it's strange because the rap music's taken off a little bit better than the stuff I actually put like a lot of work into.
So it seems to be coming. Well, you do have to be flexible even in the music industry, but you like
Yes.
what you like, right?
I like for me, I personally liked our original stuff with all the heavy screaming and stuff. I put a lot of work into the vocals and the guitar writing and everything, but it is what it is,
So,
you know?
but okay, but you're still playing music, which you're very
Yes,
passionate about,
that is true.
and you are adapting. Do you think that it'll be something that you might be able to intertwine? Maybe because
It's
there's still people that's gonna love your original music as well. So
it is, but I'll be honest with you, like I've also started listening to a lot more rap music and it's kind of like it feels more home-like for me. I don't know why, but it feels more like I'm back where I should have been. Because when I
okay.
originally started playing guitar, my mom brought me up doing covers of 60s music and 70s and 50s with the doo-wop. My mom brought me up on doing all kinds of non-screaming stuff. I would like to, I'd like to record more metal, but I feel personally like it's a dying genre. Like there's still people that do support the shows, but I don't really, where I want to go in life, I don't really see like a lot of metal acts there.
I think there's been a lot more metal within the, and it might come out wrong, and you can correct me if you want, because I really don't, I'm not a metal head or a metal fan. Um, Maybe back in the 80s and 90s, I know we talked about that before with like the Metallica and the,
Yes.
stuff like that. But nowadays it seems more of a depression kind of thing, right? To me,
Yeah.
it,
Um,
it, it sounds depressing. And plus you're screaming.
a, a lot of it is like, even if you listen to our stuff, even the rap stuff now, like the way the
Yeah,
world is right now, a lot of it's a sad type of world right now.
it is.
Um, it's been like this for a little while, what between jobs and money and stuff like that. I'm not trying to depress people, but the way it's been, you write about how you feel, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, really sad stuff does sell a lot.
It does because
But
you're touching the people or you're grasping the people that are going through similar situations. And right, you're right. Right now, it seems like all of us are in this bundle of what's going to happen next. What's going
yes,
to happen next, right? So I get it. I totally understand it.
for us, we personally, you've seen our music, we write about firsthand experiences that we've gone through, and even though our stuff isn't always happy, the stuff that's not happy, like the sad sounding stuff, we have personally been through.
Yeah,
Um, I'm trying to remember what the last song we were on your show with was.
it was remnants.
Really?
Yes, I do remember that.
Wow.
That's when y'all had the it was you were about to release it. And then we did it was the teddy bear with the heart. I remember that.
Yeah, we still use
And
that artwork.
I love that artwork, by the way. It actually
Um,
resonates with me.
she's working on a new artwork, Ophelia. I don't know if you've seen our music video for A Liar's Tale.
I have not been able to watch anything lately. I'm not gonna lie.
So we kind of gained mascots, and I'm
I
using that
saw.
term,
Oh, is that where the teddy bear things? I mean the
the wolf
costumes that
and the
y'all have?
fox.
Yes.
Yeah, we gained mascots. That's the term I'm using today. And she redrew the bear artwork with the wolf and the fox, the exact
Okay.
same style as the bear. And we're thinking about doing a little run of t-shirts to see how it sells.
Okay.
And we have oddly enough picked up a lot of shows wearing the mascots for this year coming.
Hey, why not? Because I mean, one, it draws the attention of the crowd even before the music even starts, and
Yeah.
then you have to appease the crowd. I like the mascots. The mascots were pretty cool. I did see the clip on your social media pages, but
Everyone's saying that, and I'm like, I felt a little strange at first because the mascot's costume thing isn't really liked by a lot of the world, and like so I felt weird at first, but we started doing it in October. We got into Slaughterfest 2. It's a YouTube movie by LTW Live Wrestling.
hmm
And they're like, it's a Halloween movie. We're gonna have creatures. And Ophelia's like, I want to dress up in my mascot costume. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, you're going into a wrestling ring dressed like half Tiffany and a half blue fox.
I
And I'm staring at
mean,
her. And I'm
but
just staring.
but wrestling, they're wearing
Yes,
outfits.
costumes, yes. But I was thinking, like, 'cause she has a skull one where it's like a skull wolf dog that she designs and a skull crow. And I was like, okay, I was thinking that. I'm glad we didn't do that. Because we go
Okay.
into there to record the music video and everyone goes, who let the wolf in? Because I'm the first one in there in the costume dancing around. And everyone's just staring and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, we're about to get our asses beat today. It worked out good though. And after we shot the video, there's a convention in New Jersey called Garden State for the weekend. It's the biggest mascot costume in New Jersey. And like tickets from last year were like 1,300 people showing up. They're like, we want you guys to come out May 3rd, 8 p.m. and perform in the mascots. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so I'm
Yeah.
trading in bars of like 10 people to 1,500 people audience.
Hey, but that's a blessing in disguise. I love it, right? And you got to
I jumped at the opportunity.
stop doing the air quotes, guy, and embrace the mascot, embrace the wolf. Okay.
It gets crazier because I suffer from severe depression. I will come out and say it. I suffer from depression. I do have my swings where everything feels pointless and like sometimes you just want to take a toaster to the bathtub with you. I've been making comments like that for a couple of weeks and my roommates and Philly are kind of like freaking out on me. And so it was on my birthday, and I'm sitting there like, wow, everything's fucking pointless. I'm like, couldn't get money to record, couldn't do nothing. And I'm sitting there like, damn, my job's not paying me as much. And I'm like, I seen my streams were, going down that week and couldn't get shows. For some reason, that was the only show I could book at the time. And I started hitting a really, really low mental place. And I
Mm.
get this message on the band page, and all I see is black for the person's name. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be a troll talking about the music video because we get that. I do get, harassment on the page sometimes. And I open the messages and I'm like, okay, what the fuck does this person want? And I'm like, oh shit, this is one of the wrestlers from another company. I'm like, oh, you want to book us for a concert at your wrestling event in the mascots? And I'm like, oh.
There you go.
And I
There
was
you
like,
go. But
shit.
one thing I can say is I admire your ability to be able to admit that you are human, right? Because there's a lot of people in this world that will not do that step and admit that, hey, I do have mood swings. I do have moments to where I'm not myself and I'm not always upbeat. That shows the human side of you, right?
A lot of people try to hide that because no one, like a lot of people look at interviews, look at concerts, and they don't want to see depression. They don't want to
Yeah.
see like sadness. They just want to believe that the world's a happy, jolly, dancing around place all the time. And I
And it's not,
understand that, but this life is, things happen. It
I
might be
think that
temporary.
yeah, yeah,
But
and the fact that you're willing to admit it, and you are a musician, right? You do
yeah,
go do shows, and you're also showing that humanistic side with you're not always going to get booked. You're not always going to have that yes or that opening of the door, right? So to all the musicians out there, you're letting them know, like, don't stop your craft. Something is going to fall through, even at the weirdest time.
that's very true. Today before I got here, unfortunately I have to work a job temporarily until my music takes off. I'm putting it out there, but it will take
That
off,
is
manifesting.
fortunate. I'm
And
sorry. That is fortunate that you have a job, guy. Fortunate.
it's
Change the
very hard to
word.
find one. It is
Yeah.
I tried, after my injury, I tried getting a job and no one would call back for like 2 months. I got
Yeah.
one and I jumped at the first thing I could. I was like, I'll take it. I don't care what it is. They're like dishwasher. And I'm like, you got yourself a dishwasher.
There
I'm like,
you
I'll be there
go.
every day. And I haven't
Yeah.
missed a day at all. And so he goes to me, he's going to Texas. He's like, I'm from Texas. I'm going on vacation. I'm like, oh, if you find any booking agents that'll pay, can you go and send them my way? He goes, why? I'm like, I have a band. And he's like, oh, he checked it out. He likes the metal scene. And he's like, and I showed him the music video with, I'll just kind of say the furry costume, so fuck it. And I'm like, I showed him the music video and he just started grinning from ear to ear. And he goes to me, he's like, so we're opening up a new restaurant in about another month. He's like, do you want to play the opening in in the furry costumes? And I'm looking at him. Damn, I went from nothing to getting all kinds of shit.
There you go.
I
And
had nothing booked
offline,
and
like we were talking about prior to hitting record earlier, it's affirmations, the daily
yep,
affirmations, right?
I
And
started so this is what I've started for. I don't know, I don't remember if I told you, my mind is like when I work morning shifts I run off of like 3 hours of sleep, so I don't remember much. I
mm,
start off 3 times a day. Today's going to be a great day. Amazing things are going to happen to me. Wealth and abundance is going to come to me, and that's about it. And amazing
okay,
things come to me. And since I started doing that this past week, like I've had a pretty good week. Like I've seen things, pretty good happen.
so if you've seen previous episodes of the HERshyt show, we have spoken about, rewiring your thinking process and changing your
It's very
perspective.
hard. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Anyone watching this, I will tell you straight out, it does not happen. That does not, even though you do them affirmations, that don't mean you don't get a day where it hits you like, oh, things feel pointless. You just
Mm.
gotta remember it's temporary because good things do come, good things do happen. As long
Yes,
as
they
like me and Ophelia got into a big fight like 2 weeks ago. And, one of the managers who just got fired, she was, into all spiritual stuff like that. She's from her homeland. I think she said Jamaica. And she was like, everything's temporary. If you're sick, it's temporary. You're angry, it's temporary. It doesn't last. She's like, things get
and,
better. And I'm like, okay. And
and
after
to
that, it
add
hit me and
on,
I'm like, all this depression and everything that I'm feeling, anger, I'm like, it's going to go away. It's all temporary.
yep. And I will add on to that you do have to take a step back sometimes. Again, that shows your human side. You are human. You're going through the ups, the downs, the trials, the tribulations. But as long as you don't create something from that temporary emotion that's going to be a permanent part of your life or not anymore, you know what I mean? Like
If
you
you're a
have
musician,
to,
I'm gonna tell them right now, if you're a musician, do not try doing things out of anger because it will blow right up in your face. And I mean, that shit will blow up like a bomb. I probably should have
yes.
phrased that differently. Um, I tried booking a tour. I was trying to book a tour for years to go and like, because a lot of people didn't think my band was gonna last that long or anything they did. And I tried booking a tour in 2021. I was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. Next thing I know, I was like, I'm gonna get these motherfuckers. And next thing I know, I end up at 6 days in the same state, straight, all different concerts, different venues. I tried booking a music video. We parted ways with our drummer, and that was the one thing I had always wanted was a music video. It was after I came on your show, like a couple months after, we ended up parting ways with our drummer. Big blowout fight, I'll admit I take part of the blame, whatever. I take part of the blame. And I was like, I'm gonna record a new song to get back and show I don't need him. The song was the worst recorded song I ever had. I will admit that it is the worst one. I would pay to redo it eventually. And then I was like, I'm gonna shoot a music video to get back at you. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this because this is one thing we all wanted to do and never did it. A year
Mm.
went by and I did not get a music video shot. And then out of nowhere, around October, I was like, fuck it. Even if we don't get it done, whatever. It's whatever. I shouldn't have been doing it out of anger. And then, the wrestling company's like, hey, come by Sunday and we're going to put you in our movie and shoot your music video for free. And I'm like, wow, I let go of the anger and it's like for free.
So
I
you
was like,
learn from that, don't do shit out of anger, and you had a temporary moment that pissed you off
yep.
and you
And I
decided to
held on
allow
to it
it to
for a
erase
long time.
it. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
believe in the zodiac thing, I'm a Capricorn according to the 12-month birth chart. I believe there's 13, but that's another story. The 12-month birth chart, I'm a Capricorn, and we are the most stubborn fucking people there is.
I don't
There.
know. I don't know, because I'm a Taurus with a stubborn shit. But I mean, but at the end of the day, right? You still have everything that you love. You got the
Yes,
girl. You got your house. You got a job. You got your music, something that you have always been passionate about and grew up
that's
doing,
true.
right?
We,
So we have to take the gratitude approach, right?
yes,
Everything, like you said, everything is not going to always work out your way. It's all about your mental status, right?
Yes.
And how you adjust to everything that's going on around you and how not to react.
The house part made me laugh, but we're gonna keep with the gratitude part because we've almost lost the place we live in like 3 times in the past 3 years.
But you
Um,
still but you still
yes,
have it.
it's
That's the
still where
affirmation,
everything
right?
works out somehow. Like it just all works out, and somehow the rent gets paid, even though it's like 3 months behind. The mortgage company will be like, "We'll work with you because we don't want to throw you out. You've been with us for so long." Our mom's inheritance came in a couple of years ago, which bought Ophelia's smart office base. Um, but things do work out. I mean, we were actually going to be evicted again, like January, and
And you
we
got the
found,
job.
well, it wasn't even that. We found a nonprofit person, and
Okay.
the guy was like, "I'll sit down. I will talk to the mortgage company." He's like, "Make sure the payments are on time." And he's like, "As long as we sit," he's like, "and we talk with them, I'm sure it'll work out." And things did work out. And
See,
if it doesn't work out, you're not where you're supposed to be.
I believe in that. I do believe it sucks sometimes, but I do believe in the cliche of everything happens for a reason, or the universe is
Yes.
trying to get you to change up your ways. Or I'm a firm believer in we get telltale signs. If things are always, it's like a magnet. If it's always being pushed away, everything that you think you want is always being pushed away. I really firmly believe in it's not meant for you. Like, why am I still
Yes.
trying to fight the force and not go with the flow or adapt in some kind of way? And that's anything in life, not just not just the music or not just your art. Because that don't give it up, right? If that is your passion,
No.
truly go for it. But you have to be willing
If
to accept the no's just as much as the yeses.
yes. And if you
Yeah,
do care about what you do, you gotta be ready to make sacrifices. And if you believe in evil, or whatever your definition of evil is, if you're
yeah.
on the right track, it will try everything in its power to push you away from that track. Um, like the mascot thing, furry thing. Okay. We, we didn't, like, I'm very cheap when it comes to buying stuff. Like, I'll use the same broken down equipment for years. And
Mm,
Ophelia goes to me last night. She goes, everything is trying to fight you on getting the headsets for the mascot thing. She goes, we're just going to take the money one week and just buy it. She goes, because you're on the right direction. If everything's fighting you, she goes, you're on the right freaking path.
yeah.
And I seen it today. My boss is like, we want you to go and open up for our next business opening. And I'm like, shit, where was this like 2 days ago?
It was
So
where it was supposed to be. It was in the air. It was
if
coming to you.
you if you are getting things fighting you on the path you're on, you're probably on the right path. Just keep fighting. It sounds
Yep.
hard while you're going through it. It sounds like a nightmare, but just keep going. You'll get there. It's the right path.
One day at a time, one step at a time. I'm
Yes.
definitely a firm believer in that. Make your plan and adjust your plan. You have to be willing to change, not
Yes.
just don't change who you are, but change how you approach things or view things. You have to rewire that. Like you said, it's not easy at all. It's not, especially when you're used to everything going bad or everything going wrong. And, it gets to that point like the meme where the guy's sitting there eating lunch and everything's blowing up behind him. And he's just like,
I've seen that one.
whatever.
Yeah, it's like, it's whatever. It's another day in life.
Don't become numb, but become numb to certain aspects. Like if things are bad or happening, you have to, well, what is this teaching me right now? Go outside, scream, or get on the microphone and scream, or, go punch a punching bag or get it out,
Yeah.
get your frustration out because you're
I
human.
I do think a lot of the world does need some kind of outlet, like
Yeah.
anger, not anger management, because I don't even see my therapist or anything like that. I do believe they need a way to let it out. If you're upset, pain or something like that, draw, do something to let out that, anger, upset, emotional thing, because a lot of the world, I mean, I've seen it firsthand. People run for pills right away. Okay, I'm going to my doctor and I want to be a zombie walking around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not good either.
No, you have to find that balance that works for you
Yes,
because everybody's different,
different.
right? Our chemical makeup is a little bit different. So somebody might need those medications, but at the same time, like you were saying, you have to find that coping mechanism, something that
Yes.
works for you. Everybody is different. Not because I did one thing doesn't mean that
Doesn't
you
mean it's
and
going to
you
work
can.
for everybody else.
Yeah. So I always, one of my biggest statements that even I tell my fellow employees or my old soldiers or just people in general, family, friends, associates, I advise, I don't mandate. That is something that I stick with. And I'm telling the world, I advise, I do not mandate. This whole show is not to say, you need to figure it out. No, yeah, but you do need to figure it out. But you got to figure it out for you. And it seems like even over the past 2 years, the first time you came on the show and blessed us with your presence, now it's ups, downs, highs, lows. But I'm also a firm believer in you cannot accept the triumph without going through some trials and tribulations,
Yes.
right? You can't, because people that tend to get that silver spoon fed or something handed to them, then they treat it a little bit different versus you take care of it when you busted your ass for it. Now you
Yes.
don't want to let it go. You
Well,
protect it.
that brings me to another thing. I'm going to try not to talk about that, but I do think a lot of the world, like today, well, growing up, a lot of people are used to getting what they wanted. And now it's like, oh God, something bad went wrong. How do I deal with it?
They weren't never taught either by nature or nurture how
Yes.
to confront situations.
It,
A
but
lot of us
once you
feel
go
like
through it, you appreciate the smallest good thing that happens. It's like, oh, after you've gone through a bit of hell, like you could literally just walk and find a penny on the ground, like, ooh, I got a penny now.
and get excited. Yeah, because it's one penny that you didn't have, right? Exactly.
It's like, ooh, a couple more of these and I can save it up or I can save my change and buy myself something in a couple months. It's like that little bit of happiness now, smallest little thing. You can go somewhere at your job and be
Exactly.
like, yo, here's a candy bar or something and be like, ooh, I got something for free.
Right? Thank you. So sweet of you, right? You have to
Yeah, it
look at
makes,
to to summarize everything that we have discussed, right? You said in the past 2 years, right?
yeah.
Uh, you found your footing, then you lost your footing, not only due to injuries, but through other trials and tribulations of things that have occurred.
Yeah, I've talked to
Um,
you personally about that. Yeah, there's been a lot of that stuff.
yeah, and then, you know, you I love the fact and admire the fact that you're willing to admit the things that you needed to work on within yourself. I
My
definitely
thing is
respect that
anger. I deal with a
wholeheartedly.
lot of anger and negativity. Um, it's like I grew up with a lot of that stuff from my mom. So
Yeah,
it's
but
very
you're
hard to
not
work out.
using that. But you're not using that as an excuse. You're using that
No,
as, and I'm saying that because the people that are listening right now, a lot of people are still using what they grew up going through as the excuse of their foundation versus finding that new path or being willing to adjust.
I'll be honest with people listening, it is very hard at first. Like when you're taking them first few steps forward to get out of the situation you're in, it is very hard. But once you look back, you can be like, wow, I did this on my own. I did this. I came this far. Um,
Mhm.
even if you're starting something new, like let's say you're starting a new hobby, you can look back a couple months later and be like, wow, I came really far doing it.
Yeah. And it's the small step, right? Just like you
Yep.
said, you got that job. You jumped on that. And a lot of people are not willing to take whatever is available. They have these weird notions or standards, right? But you said, listen, I need money to pay my bills. I'm going to take the first thing that pops open. And I respect the hell out of you for that because
Thank you.
there's so many people that will not
Take
take
the
that
first
step.
steps.
And then when you did that, you have a simple conversation with your boss. And now this whole new opportunity is opening up
Is
for you.
opening. Yep. It I've been keeping an open mind. Like I used to just believe like, okay, all I want to do is tour, all I want to do is do music. And I'm like, okay, I could still want that. But
Mhm.
once you start expanding your ideas, like I opened up my mind to it and we started like there's more to music than just touring and just writing music. There's, you could end up in TV, you can end up in video games with your music, you can end up on cartoons. And once I started
Yeah.
opening up my mind with that too, like we started getting some things. We've been on a couple different YouTube shows,
Yes.
couple movies between Slaughterhouse 2 on YouTube to Georgie's Return, which I don't know the exact release date for that, but they're working on filming it right now. And
Oh,
you might want something now, but it doesn't mean it's not coming to you. It just means it'll take a little bit of time. Like I was in a group looking for movies to get our music into, and I couldn't get no one to respond back at the time. And then like
mm.
January hit, and people were just like, "Hey, we want to put your stuff in the movies," and I'm like, "Oh, took almost a year, but okay." Found our
But I
spot.
can also say you need to create an IMDb page and like go on Backstage or other actor platforms kind of deal to see there's ways that you can even broaden that, right? And instead of just local or just word of mouth. Word of mouth is always good, yes. But there's websites that you can actually like legit websites, not the scammer websites, but um,
I
actors
fell for a couple of
access.
them.
Yep, actors access, backstage, there's another one, and create the IMDb just for the production of music kind of deal. Like there's things that you can do to even broaden that, and there's people that sit around all day looking for, even if you want to do like um um because y'all have done your own music videos, production kind of deal where you could set stages for plays or just yeah. So,
So this is an interesting thing to explain. We wanted to go and get photo shoots done for professional for the furry convention.
mhm,
Ophelia wanted to do a special flyer for it, and we called at least 30 different photography places. Because
mhm,
when I was 16, my mom got professional photos of me with my guitar, and we wanted to do something like that for the convention flyer. They went out of business. And the only
mm,
one is like a 2 hour drive. So I called up a bunch of different photography people and I'm like, hey, can you do this? And like, we just want a professional photo.
mhm,
Oh, what do you want again? And I'm like, a professional photo. You're a photographer. So do you want it outside? I'm like, we want it in front of a backdrop. Right. We don't do that. We just go and take photos of events. And I'm like, okay, it's gone on too long. Ophelia says, okay, we're buying black backdrops. We got the black one there. That's how we shot the flyer for the convention. And then she was
yeah,
like, I want Valentine's Day photos. So we went to a craft store. We bought pink I don't know if it's liner. She knows the exact thing she bought. We bought flowers. We made our own photography stage. So if you want to take, couples photos for people, Valentine's Day photos, you get the light ring, you put the light on high, turn all the other lights off, block it out, boom, you got a
mhm,
professional backdrop.
yeah. There's things that you can do like that you can do for cheap for yourself,
Yes.
especially if you're not just starting out, but you're starting out with a minimalist budget, right? So,
Yes. The
but
budget
there's
has held
still
me
things that you
back.
can do. There's jobs where you can even do stage setting, right? Like
Yes.
there's little things like that you can apply for. Like there's so much that people can do if they really want to do it. But there's too many people in this world that, like you stated earlier, they want that handed to me, give it to me.
Yes.
But you're willing to
Ophelia,
do it. Y'all are the epitome of do it yourself, the DIY, right?
we never thought Ophelia would be doing none of this stuff. Like the mascots, she made almost everything on it.
There
She
you
made
go.
the body, she made the paws, the feet, the tail. She just made her first head this week. It took her 3 week, no, it took her a month and a half. but she just designed her first full mascot costume. She sewed it together, she pieced it, did all hot gluing and all that stuff. What people charge you like $10,000 to do, she did it on a minimum basis of like 400.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because
So
it
there
takes
you
money
go.
for
There you have
materials.
it. It's another
Even
example.
the
Hmm.
backdrop here, she always wanted to design concert stages and stuff like that when she was a teenager. And like she's getting to design scenery for the stages, getting to design this stuff. We do
Hmm.
concerts now. She designs how the stage is going to look. Where we put the cables and puts everything out there. It's like she dreamt of doing stuff like that as a teenager, and I'm not putting her age out there
Is
now,
she
but she's
willing to
getting.
turn? Is she willing? Have y'all had the discussion about possibly turning it into a small business? I'm just asking.
So,
I'm just throwing it out there.
are you talking about the mascot thing, or what part are we talking about?
Just any crafts, any kind of costume crafts, mascot, backdrop, little things. Not
So she does have a business with the mascot thing. I don't really
okay.
want to put her business out there. She doesn't have an LLC for it because I don't
Understood.
know how far we put her stuff out there. The last time we
That's
did
going to
the
be for
interview,
that's going to be for another discussion. That's
got
it.
you.
That'll
But
be for another
right now
discussion. What you got.
she does do parts for people for some money on the side, but she
Okay.
also suffers from seasonal depression. So when the seasonal depression hits, I tell her stop, don't take no commissions, don't do nothing. Just wait till it goes over and when you're able to get back to it, then you open up again.
Yeah. You have to take, that's another important key. See, there's so many gems that you dropping on this interview right now. She's taking care of herself.
Her.
She knows that it's time to take care. And there's nothing, anybody listening right now, there is nothing wrong with taking a break for your
Yes.
own health. Nothing.
You don't know how many times I've had to do that where I was just like, okay, take a step away from the computer.
Yeah.
I've turned Rain of the Hated into a full-time job at one point. You know them annoying bots that people get on their pages?
Mm-hmm.
I am one of them. I go on to South Park, I go on to Family Guy, I go on to every news channel, I go on to all the famous pop celebrities. Whatever the post is, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll comment a little bit so it doesn't get marked as spam. And then I'll be like, check out our music on Spotify and Apple Music.
There's nothing wrong with
It's
that guy because back in the day
listed Spotify.
we were pulling tapes out of the trunk back in the day to get music put on. So
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong with that at all, especially in this new era internet stage.
It's
But
become a full-time job doing that though. The more you do it, don't get me wrong, you will get your name out there. Like there was one month I had like 5,000 monthly listeners on Spotify from just doing that. But you will burn yourself out sitting on your phone day and night commenting and chasing the new trending posts down, the new trending celebrity down and just like commenting on MTV and Taco Bell and Burger King and McDonald's. Eventually
it
you
does.
burn yourself out. You do have to take a day or two off because once it
Yes.
becomes a full-time job, the fun is gone.
So we gonna wrap things up real quick. I want you to tell them, how do they get in contact with Reign of the Hated?
You can find us on any of the social media platforms, Twitter, TikTok, Reign of the Hated on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, every streaming platform possible. If you just type it in on Google, you could literally find millions of articles, reviews, interviews, even reviews of our music up there now. Even if you're in
When
France, you can find us through that.
do you have an email address for people to get in contact with
Yes.
you?
Reign of the Hated Official at gmail.com.
And that's REIGN.
Yes.
Okay. So, we got to clarify that for people. So
I
say
know
it one
a
more
lot of
time.
people a lot of people mix that up. They also spell hated as hatred, and I'm like, no. Reign of the hated official at gmail.com.
Okay, so if people want to book you for their shows, they can go check you out on any major platform. They can Google Reign of the Hated, and that's REIGN, and then hated, HATED, not hatred.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
because
clarify.
that's. I remember we did Queens Rock Festival and the guy announced us as hatred, and I was just staring at him like, I just told you my damn name. Like they put us on, they had to remake their flyers after they spent like at least 100 on flyers. I'm like, yo, you spelled our name wrong. I'm like, I'm contacting you from the band page and you still spelled it wrong, damn it.
So you keep saying the band page. Which page would that be?
Facebook has it where you have like a regular Facebook and then the pages. The band page is Reign of the Hated.
Okay. So that's another way that they can message you or get in contact with you. Do you have any shows that people may be able to come to anytime soon?
Yes, thank you for asking that. We have April 12th. We are opening for Pro Wrestling XX in Gloucester City. I hope I said that right. New Jersey. We go on at the intermission. It is probably between 6 and 8 o'clock. Tickets are on sale for 15 right now. And
Okay.
then May 3rd, we are playing the Hyatt Regency Hotel in New Brunswick for Garden State for the weekend. We're opening up the dance portion. Those tickets
Okay.
start at 75 and up. Um, I don't quite know the date for the opening for the next Paris Baguette in Cliffwood, but I know we're opening it. I do know that. They told me today we're opening it, so.
So if they follow you on these social media platforms, they can find
Yes.
out what's going on with you.
They can find us. I mainly promote heavily on Facebook and Instagram because those two have the highest reach for me. Facebook is my number one though. I always post everything up there. I make sure I share it a million times. I make sure the hashtag is blasted on every post for Reign of the Hated. So if they type it in, it comes up automatically.
Okay. You are doing everything
Um,
that you need to do. And you are
yes.
also being human. So please, people, keep in mind that he is human. Ophelia is human. They do still have other responsibilities outside of just the music, but they love the music and they want to be able to bring more of the music to the population. So let's help them out and get this information out to anybody. Go check them out. I'm quite sure that there is something, if not all of them, type of songs and genre, even though they have changed it up, they are still who they are, and they do not use any automated type musical instruments. They are doing it themselves. They are not, they're one of the, the garage kind of bands kind of deal that actually became a real thing, and their passion is still their passion, and they are wanting to expand. So let's help them expand. Is there anything else that you would like to put out to the population?
Um, for anyone just starting out, keep an open mind. And I'm going to tell you right now, the world is a very lonely place. I'm going to break it into details really quick with that, just shortly, try to make it short. The world's lonely. You could tell your father, hey, I just got a touring contract, your mother. You could tell your brothers, your sisters, and they'll tell you they're happy, but subconsciously,
Hmm.
not everyone's happy for you. They'll still be wishing bad because it's why are you getting to live a better life? Why are you getting money? Why are you getting to travel and I'm here with mom and dad or I'm alone because my wife divorced me or whatever your situation may be. And
Hmm.
in the music industry specifically, well, not specifically just that, it's acting, it's pretty much everything. Just because you're friends with somebody doesn't mean they're going to be happy for you because they're always going to be looking, why did you get an opportunity that I did? It is a
And
very lonely place.
you also have to remember that everybody can't go.
Yes.
Everybody can't go with you. Everybody cannot go. There's not enough
I
space there.
I've been struggling with that a lot because we've gotten some opportunities to go touring with really big artists and it weighs on my mind a little bit in the back of it because my dad's not exactly in the best of health right now. And I'm like, if I were offered to go touring right now, would I be able to just say, Dad, I'll be back in a couple months? Would I feel bad if he died while I was gone?
Yeah.
Like, but if you really want to do it, you have to. You have no choice. Because life isn't going to give you a rebate when you die and say, hey, you sacrificed time to be with your loved ones or your friends so I'm going to give you an extra week or two. Death doesn't work that way. I got
No,
that joke
it
from
does
Christopher
not.
Titus.
Yeah, it does. It does not. You have to do what you got to do, and sometimes we do have to make sacrifices. You are definitely correct on that. But y'all,
Yes.
please go check out. Please, please, please go check out Reign of the Hated and keep them on your forefront and understand if you need a reminder at any given time that everybody is human, no matter if you are infamous or not. Well, not infamous, but famous, because nobody's infamous. Only the heroes that we see in cartoon books and on TV shows. But until next time, this is the HERshyt Show, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
Be sure
us.
to log on to youtube.com
Bye.
and subscribe to the HERshyt Show at TheHershytShow.